It's that time of year again, time to switch to incognito and hold back the tears because you still love her. It's Valentine's Day, baby. And if you're like any true gamer, you're spending the night alone. So alone. But hey, we here at ScrewAttack got you covered, because although you might not feel the touch of a real woman, you sure can look at virtual ones. A lot. Now there are plenty of smoking hot ladies in video games, but since February is a cold month and we're all feeling it, let's turn up the heat. Redhead style. These fiery gingers may not be everyone's favorites, may have a little too much fight for some, but they sure can warm up any man's heart from the cold feeling of loneliness. So, without further ado, I'm Compulsive Carl, and this is ScrewAttack's Top 10 Redheads.
Number 10!
Starting off the list, we go to the Mushroom Kingdom for a familiar face we've all had some experience with. Good or bad, this fiery redhead has a big enough presence to be a Mario mainstay. At number 10, we have Bullseye Bill. First appearing in Mario 3, the red-headed stepchild of Bowser's army to many earns its spot through sheer tenacity. Although not as prominent as its jet black brother, the Bullseye Bill makes a strong impression through its ability. Motivation. More than anything though, its pure red shell makes a visual impression on you that is sure to never leave when you're in its sights. Gotta love that dedication.
Number 9!
The unstoppable force of flavor comes in at number 9 with the Kool-Aid Man. Made up of nothing but glass and Kool-Aid, this is one of the reddest heads you can find out there. Not to mention one of the sweetest drinks. You know him, we all know him. From commercials, games, and even your kitchen, we've all drinking a bit of the Kool-Aid in our time. And I bet at least a couple of us still do. Strong, great hearing, and full of sugar and on-command calls. What could be better? The only thing stopping Kool-Aid Man from being higher on our list comes down to one simple fact. The Kool-Aid Man is only red on the inside. Because he's made out of glass, he's really transparent, but his iconic redheadedness makes it onto the list because, hey, it's about what's on the inside.
Oh yeah! Number 8!
Number 8 on our list is for all those penny pinchers out there. Mr. Krabs may have a tough shell and big ol' claws, but it is a fact that he is about as red as they come. With his head and body being one shell, he's more than just a redhead. He's all red. Probably the only Krabs you want to catch on Valentine's Day. Or any day for that matter.
Am I really gonna defile this grave for money? Of course I am! Number 7!
Bob the Tomato from VeggieTales. Such a lovable guy. And really, really ripe. Much like our last entry, he's not only a redhead, but all red. What gives Bob the advantage over Mr. Krabs was one simple fact. He's a tomato! His stem may be a little too green for some, and a little too much of his head, but remove that, slice him up, and squish him down, and you could have some red ketchup to go with your crab and fries. This list is making me hungrier than expected. Perhaps he'll make a good addition for a date night?
Can we have a second?
Number 6!
SCP-610.
Number 5!
Name a bigger, redder head. Number 5 is Clifford the Big Red Dog. A nearly kaiju-sized dog may not have made the list, but make him all red and he's in. This good boy is man's best friend, making him a great companion for when you start thinking about how your ex left you. But more importantly, he's huge! Up on his back and it's like you're riding on the back of Godzilla, but a dog. His red coat and size came from his best friend loving him so much he transformed from a normal-sized pup into an absolute beast of a mutt. But even when he's small, he's still completely red, making him one of the reddest redheads on our list. Loyal, kind, and completely covered in red fur, Clifford is a contender for the top spot on the list. But there's some big problems. Big dog, big poops. Not to mention, he's a dude. Which means neutering him might be for the safety of every building he sees.
You could let go now, Cleo.
Number 4!
You knew it was coming. When talking about redheads, you can't leave out one of the most iconic characters of all time to rock the Carrot Top. First appearing in the Amazing Spider-Man comics, Carnage slashes his way to number 4. Being the spawn of Venom merged with the blood of serial killer Cletus Cassidy, Carnage in his solo form is a goopy red blob, which not only makes him totally red, but when merged with his host, the red-headed Cletus Cassidy, that makes not one, but 2 literal redheads. Which, if my math is correct, makes this a 2-for-1. How much more of a red head can you get? And get this, if that doesn't make it red enough, this guy's a serial killer, meaning he's probably covered in blood constantly. Can't get much redder than that.
Think of the damage we can do now, man!
Number 3.
Knock knock, it's Knuckles. First appearing in Sonic 3, this red echidna... What's an echidna? Doesn't matter, with spikes on his fist making a strong first impression by punching the blonde right out of Sonic, showing he meant business and had a redhead strength. Despite the Sonic franchise and Knuckles being a joke nowadays, his freakishly large head makes him not only one of the largest heads around, but his red dreadlocks also make him one of the largest red heads around. Being a little hot-tempered may be a redhead stereotype, but he still manages to be cool while gliding through the air and playing his chill beats. Now, if only he wasn't so stupid and could actually do his job.
Shut up! Number 2.
With 2 of our past entries, we've had both a container and a tomato. So what if they were together from the start? Making it to number 2, we have a ketchup bottle. All red and at every grocery store, you'll be hard-pressed to find another food that comes this close to levels of crimson red. But rather than just being a blob on your dinner plate, the bottle makes all the difference, giving it a solid shape for anyone to instantly recognize. Now you may be thinking, the body is red and not the head, it's white. And well, you may think that's true. That's not its head. It's a bottle cap. Alright, now before we reach number 1, let's do a quick recap. Number 10, Bullseye Bill. Number 9, Kool-Aid Man. Number 8, Mr. Krabs. Number 7, Bob the Tomato. Number 6. Number 5, Clifford the Big Red Dog. Number 4, Carnage. Number 3, Knuckles the Enchilada. Number 2, Ketchup Bottle. Which brings us to...
Number 1.
Rounding out the list comes to a no-brainer. Literally. The red Lego minifigure head is nothing but pure red plastic and a head. No ifs, ands, or buts, this is red and this is a head. Not to mention it comes in a ton of different shades, so even if you don't like deep red, you can have more of a ginger orange. Or perhaps add some printing on there to spice it up. With its versatility and purity, the red Lego minifigure head makes it to the top of our list, making it the absolute reddest head. This is Compulsive Carl, and I'll see you next Valentine's Day on ScrewAttack.com.